Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. This past week I went for my first scan, which means that I can finally share with you my amazing news that I'm expecting a little baby. I'm super excited to welcome our bundle of joy in the new year. So as you can imagine, it's been quite an interesting past few months whilst trading. I have been trying to trade whilst moving property and also whilst finding out that I am pregnant. So I've had quite a lot of things going on, which has certainly been testing the psychological side of my trading performance. And that's what I'm going to talk with you about in this video today. I'm going to share with you an update on my trading performance for August so far, including the ups and the downs, and how I'm managing to deal with trading emotions whilst trading whilst pregnant, so stick around. Okay guys, so I'm just in Evernote just to mix it up a little bit. Evernote is the software that I use to journal my trades alongside the software that I use in Excel, the Trade Tracker Review Pack. And as for goodness, I can see that I've got a little bit of mess behind me. You'll have to excuse that. That's just some leftover mess from moving. I think that's actually my trading screen's docking station that's to go on the wall, but I haven't put it up yet because I've been thinking about maybe buying some new bigger screens lately. But at the moment, everything is all focused on the baby, so we'll see. So the first couple of weeks of August have been quite interesting for me, and to be honest they have been really quite challenging. So first things first, I'm going to load up my trading records log so that you can see my results and performance for August. Now I started off with two nice normal green days for me. This is purely using the scalping program strategy that I have been practicing in my small account in Rwanda, in preparation to move into trading this for a prop firm challenge, probably with FTMO. Now the past few months of trading this strategy have been very good for me and they've been producing some really positive results, which is why I'm thinking about using a prop firm. However, in August I seem to have hit a little roadblock, and I don't know whether that is because of potentially a drop in volatility now that we are in the summer holidays, or whether it is something more personal for my trading performance. Maybe I've been letting my emotions get in the way a little bit. And that's what I am going to do in this video, is just review my results and just find out, investigate a little bit as to why I am having this drop in my performance. Because as you can see, the first 2 days have been nice green days. I took a break-even day Wednesday, and I have actually taken a few days off because I've had to go to doctor's appointments, so I've not been able to keep up trading every day so far. However, this week I've had two rather large red days, which have been quite a blow, which has put me down red so far for August. So I'm currently down around about 3% on my small account. So where have I gone wrong? Well, what I decided to do first, I loaded up Evernote and I also loaded up my trading performance so far for August. And all this includes are screenshots that I take of each trade that I take. I take a screenshot of the chart along with the notes so that I can see exactly what I did, why I got into a trade, and what the results were. So I went through the different trading screenshots purely for my scalping program, and in Evernote I decided to create a mid-week review of that performance, and what I discovered was really interesting. So for August, I'm currently sitting at minus 2.5% on my account. When I went through the different trades that I took, in particular the trades where I was either break even or where I took a losing trade, I looked at how I took the trade and I compared that with my trading plan, and I looked step by step to see whether it actually matched up, and it didn't. So what I discovered was that I actually didn't follow my plan completely for those losing or break even trades. And more interestingly, I went through the same trades that I took and I applied my plan parameters, my trading plan strategy, to those trades to see how they would have altered. Now, what am I really talking about here? Well, for my trading plan, if I just load up an example for you, I look for a very precise setup in my trades to take a trade entry for either long or short. And although this might not sound like the best practice, it's not what I've been doing recently. It actually aims to just scalp 10 pips profit. Now that might not sound like a lot, but from my experience from backtesting and forward testing, and also using this in a live trading account, I have produced consistently profitable results. And what I've noticed for August is I've been getting into a habit of trying to make more money. So instead of setting a hard 10 pip take profit target like I would ordinarily do, I've been setting a hard 20 pip or sometimes even 30 pip take profit order. And the trade simply is not moving enough to reach those orders before dropping to my stop or an altered stop break even. And these changes in my strategy are not what I've backtested and not what I have previously been trading. And I think that's where I'm going wrong. So looking back at my notes here, a break-even trade that I took, if I followed the scalping program, it would have actually been a win. I was trying to gain more profit and I actually ended up taking a break-even. And on another trade that I took on the 9th of August, I lost 1.5%. But if I had followed my plan, my scalping program, it would have reduced 2 losers taken on that day. And if I had used the original take profit order of 10 pips, I actually would have finished that day up 3% rather than down 1.5%. So there's a pattern established here that I'm noticing. And when I look deeper into that and what's causing that, I feel like it is my emotions kicking in, because I took a losing trade on this Monday. And from that losing trade, I've entered into the realms of revenge trading where I've been getting greedy and I've been trying to make more money. But I'm not seeing the volatility in the market to carry my trades up to the extended take profit orders I'm setting. And so they're not moving correctly and they're coming to my stop loss and I'm taking more losers than winners. So I'm going to load up the example for what I did trading on Wednesday, the 11th of August. And on this day, I actually took quite a large losing day. I took quite a few losing trades. And when I analysed my performance for this day, again, I wasn't taking those 10 pip winners. I was aiming too high for my profit, not following my plan. I finished up down 3%, but if I had followed my plan precisely, using those exact trades, I would have been up 5%. So this is quite massive here, and this is certainly something that I need to take on board. Here's a screenshot for those trades that I took on the Wednesday. So my first trade here is taken at the 8 o'clock open, and I'm aiming to scalp 10 pips. I decided to go up here following my plan because price action was shifting to the upside, and I would have hit my 10 pip target, but I set a 20 pip target against my original plan. Price didn't quite move that far up and instead came down to my stop, so that was a loser. My emotions kicked in after that loser and I instantly got short because I thought if we weren't going to go up, we were going to go down. Triggered my sell stop, but it went up to my stop again. So that was 2 losers in the first couple of minutes of the open. So I waited a few minutes. I thought that's not the best start. I took a few breaths and took a little bit of time away from the screens. And when I came back to look for a potential trade opportunity, I got into this trade short, and this ended up being a really nice trade. As you can see, we dropped down through my entry and it continued on to my take profit. After this trade here, I was down only 1% from the earlier losers. So instead of walking away and thinking, okay, I've recovered some of that, let's call it a day, I decided to carry on. Now this is the trade I got into here was really quite bad judgment, because as I was watching this, I was watching these large green candles pushing up here, and I felt like this could be potentially a shift in the trend here. It looked like we were getting quite a lot of bullish action coming in. So my kind of instinct was to hang back and wait to see what happened. However, as we pushed up here, I just decided to get short because I thought we might get some reaction and drop down. Maybe I would make a quick win. That is not my plan. That's not my strategy. Again, that is my emotions interfering with this trade, and didn't work out at all. It just went straight up to my stop. So it's just quite interesting looking back over trading days, over trades that I've taken, and seeing how emotions can come and really have an effect and alter a plan. And it's just quite ironic really, because once you have a plan that works, and I know that my plan works, and I've back tested it a lot and I have traded it live a lot and it works. Once you have a plan that works, trading is simple, right? But it's when our emotions and our mindset come and get in the way that really make it quite difficult. And it's just quite an ironic relationship how trading can be, because it can be simple, but it can also be really difficult. So moving through the steps that I took to try to refocus and reorientate myself after this emotional few days of trading, I identified where I went wrong, and I thought that, okay, this is definitely emotions coming into play here. Maybe there is an effect of the market with it being quieter for summer, but I think predominantly it's myself that's causing these problems. So how do I get my focus back? How do I get mindful again and get back into the zone for trading? And I came up with 2 methods to do this. So first of all, I decided to write out my trading plan again. I already have this written out, but I felt like the mechanical process of writing out my plan just helps to reaffirm the steps involved in my trading plan and remind me of the process, and more importantly that I need to follow that process precisely, and if a trade doesn't match that plan I need to just sit on my hands. So I did that first of all. And secondly, what I decided to do is some more backtesting, because even though backtesting doesn't help with certain qualities such as developing patience, backtesting can be really useful practice to just go through the process of a plan, go through the different steps of a strategy, and it's a very mechanical process, so it can really help to ingrain that into yourself and remind you of your steps of your trading plan. So I decided to backtest the month of July. I've not completed it just yet, but I'm 9 days in, and so far, following my strategy exactly, it's going really well and it's helping to solidify my process again. So here are the first 2 days of July that I've been backtesting, and for this I have just been focusing on the time period between 8 o'clock GMT for the London Open until 10 o'clock GMT. And although you might be looking at some of these screenshots and thinking, well, you're only scalping some very small moves here and you're missing out on this big move, and I am aware of that, but the market doesn't always provide these big moves, and my strategy is to aim for these little moves. As I get more experience and build months and months worth of consistent data following this plan where I don't stray from it, then I'd be more comfortable experimenting with ways to extend my profit targets. But until then, I really need to just get the foundations down. How do you guys manage when you have a losing streak? Do you have any steps that you follow to help get you back into the zone for trading? Be sure to share them below. It would be great to connect and find out how you deal with that side of your trading psychology. Meanwhile, that's it for me this week. It's a little bit different, a bit of a review style video, and obviously sharing my massive news with you guys. In light of my big news, there's obviously going to be a lot of changes to come for me and probably with the channel over the next few months, but I'm going to stick to sharing my journey trading with you guys. And of course, I am still dedicated and focused on trading because if anything else, I have a lot more motivation now to make this work. But I've had to take a step back in the chat room and on different areas of social media because I've got to just prioritize myself at the moment, as I'm sure you can imagine. But I hope you guys have had a great week trading. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the account below. And I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.